What's the funniest reason you've been called into school to collect your child? My son Tyler got suspended for 3 days because he kept correcting his history teacher's pronunciation of Spanish words. The principal called me at work saying there was an incident and I needed to come in immediately. I rushed over expecting the worst. Maybe he got in a fight or talked back to a teacher. Instead, I find Tyler sitting outside the principal's office looking completely unbothered, reading a book about ancient Rome. Mrs. Peterson, the principal, explained what happened. Tyler's history teacher, Mr. Williams, was doing a unit on the Spanish conquest of the Americas. Every time he said a Spanish word, Tyler would raise his hand and correct his pronunciation. At first, Mr. Williams thought it was cute, a 7th grader who knew Spanish. But Tyler didn't stop. When Mr. Williams said Cortez wrong, Tyler corrected him. When he butchered conquistador, Tyler raised his hand again. This went on for 2 weeks. The teacher started getting annoyed, but Tyler kept doing it. The breaking point came when Mr. Williams was talking about Hernan Cortez and completely massacred every Spanish word in the sentence. Tyler stood up and said, "Mr. Williams, with all due respect, you're making my ears bleed. It's not that hard to pronounce these words correctly." The class started laughing. Mr. Williams got mad and told Tyler to sit down. Tyler said, "I'll sit down when you learn to speak Spanish properly. You're teaching us wrong information." Mr. Williams sent him to the office. But here's the thing. Tyler was right about everything. I speak fluent Spanish. My ex-wife is from Mexico, and we made sure Tyler grew up bilingual. The kid's pronunciation is perfect. Mrs. Peterson asked if I could talk to Tyler about being more respectful. I asked her if Mr. Williams could maybe learn to pronounce Spanish words correctly if he's going to teach Spanish history. She didn't love that response. Then Tyler spoke up from his chair. "Mom, he also said Machu Picchu was in Mexico yesterday. I didn't even correct that one because I felt bad for him. I had to bite my lip to keep from laughing." Mrs. Peterson looked tired. Apparently this wasn't the first complaint about Mr. Williams messing up basic facts. She asked Tyler to write an apology letter. Tyler said he'd write one in Spanish since Mr. Williams clearly needed the practice reading it. That's when he got suspended. On the drive home, I asked Tyler why he couldn't just let it slide. He said, "Mom, imagine if your math teacher kept saying 2 + 2 = 5. Wouldn't you say something?" I couldn't argue with that logic. The kid had a point. We stopped at McDonald's on the way home and I let him order in Spanish just to mess with the confused teenagers at the drive-thru. When we got home, I called my ex-wife Maria to tell her what happened. She laughed so hard she started crying. Turns out Tyler had been practicing Spanish pronunciation with her every weekend specifically because Mr. Williams kept butchering words in class. The next day, I got a call from the school again. Not about Tyler this time. 3 other parents had called to complain about Mr. Williams after their kids came home talking about Tyler's corrections. Apparently, he'd been mispronouncing things all year and none of the other kids knew enough Spanish to call him out. Mr. Williams ended up having to take a basic Spanish pronunciation course over the summer. Tyler wrote him that apology letter in perfect Spanish with a note at the bottom that said, "Google Translate is your friend." When Tyler went back to school after his suspension, Mr. Williams actually thanked him, said he realized he'd been teaching incorrectly for years and was embarrassed. They worked out a deal where Tyler would quietly correct him during class instead of calling him out in front of everyone.